Put thousands of these into a big press, apply literally tons of pressure, and what do you get? Apple juice, of course. Some people like me drink gallons of it every single year.
Nothing beats the crisp, refreshing taste of apple juice on a warm afternoon. That sweet, familiar flavor brings back memories of childhood and fresh autumn days. But have you ever wondered how those juicy apples transform into the clear golden liquid we love so much? The journey from orchard to glass involves incredible machinery, precise timing, and lots of science. It's way more complex than just squeezing apples. Let's take a fascinating look behind the scenes at how apple juice gets made in modern factories. The perfect apples for juice.
The process of making apple juice begins with harvesting the apples.
Not all apples are created equal when it comes to making juice. While you might love eating a crispy Honeycrisp or a tart Granny Smith, juice factories have their own favorites. Red Delicious, Golden Delicious, and Gala apples are the top choices for commercial juice production. These varieties pack the perfect balance of sweetness and acidity that makes great tasting juice. The best apple juice actually comes from mixing different types together. Think of it like creating a recipe. You need some sweet apples, some tart ones, and some that fall right in the middle. This blend creates that familiar apple juice flavor we all know and love. Factories often use apples that might not look perfect on the outside, but are still perfectly good inside. Small blemishes or odd shapes don't matter when you're turning them into juice. What's really interesting is how apple juice companies work with farmers year-round. They don't just buy apples during harvest season, they plan months ahead. Contracts get signed in spring, long before the first apple is picked. This planning helps farmers know exactly what to grow and helps juice companies guarantee they'll have enough apples to keep production running smoothly. Timing is everything in the apple world. Most apples for juice making get harvested between late summer and early fall, when they're at their peak flavor and sugar content. But here's the cool part. Modern storage techniques let factories make apple juice all year round, even when fresh apples aren't in season. Special controlled atmosphere storage rooms keep apples fresh for months by controlling temperature, humidity, and even oxygen levels. From orchard to factory floor, getting millions of apples from farms to juice factories is no small task. Large trucks arrive at orchards equipped with special containers that can hold thousands of apples without bruising them. These aren't your regular delivery trucks. They're designed specifically for fruit transport with cushioned compartments and climate control. The logistics behind apple juice production are mind-blowing. A single factory might work with dozens of different farms spread across hundreds of miles. Scheduling all these deliveries requires careful coordination. You can't have too many trucks showing up at once, but you also can't let the production line run out of apples. Once the trucks arrive at the factory, the real action begins. Workers use sample testing to check the quality of each delivery. They pick random apples from different parts of the truck and test them for sugar content, acidity, and overall quality. This step is crucial because it determines how the apples will be processed and what type of juice they'll become. Each truck gets assigned a quality grade, and apples get sorted into different categories right from the start. The highest quality apples might go toward premium juice blends, while slightly lower grades get used for regular apple juice. Nothing goes to waste. Even apples that aren't perfect for juice making get used for other products. The apples then get unloaded onto massive conveyor belts that can handle tons of fruit every hour. These conveyor systems are built to move apples gently. You don't want to bruise them right before turning them into juice. The whole unloading process is carefully timed so fresh apples keep flowing into the factory without any delays. Washing and sorting like never before. Before any apple gets near a juice machine, it goes through an intensive cleaning process. The apples ride along conveyor belts while getting sprayed with clean water and food-safe cleaning solutions. Rotating brushes scrub away dirt, pesticide residues, and any other unwanted materials from the surface. The washing system is surprisingly sophisticated. Different types of brushes handle different cleaning tasks. Some are soft for gentle cleaning, others are firmer for removing stubborn dirt. The water gets recycled and filtered multiple times before being replaced, making the whole process more environmentally friendly. But the cleaning doesn't stop there. The apples then go through what's called a flotation tank. Imagine a giant swimming pool filled with water where good apples float and bad ones sink. This clever system automatically separates apples that are too damaged or rotten to use for juice making. Next comes the sorting stage, where both machines and human workers inspect every single apple. High-speed cameras take pictures of each apple, and computer systems instantly identify any with serious defects. These cameras can spot problems that human eyes might miss, like internal bruising or early signs of rot. Workers stationed along the conveyor belts remove apples that don't meet quality standards. It's like having hundreds of quality control experts working together to make sure only the best apples make it through. These workers get trained to spot different types of problems and make split-second decisions about which apples to keep and which to remove. The magic of crushing and pressing. This is where apples finally start becoming juice. The clean, sorted apples get fed into enormous crushing machines that break them down into what's called apple pulp or pomace. These crushers work differently than you might expect. Instead of just smashing the apples, they use specially designed hammers and screens to create the perfect texture for juice extraction. The crushing process is carefully controlled. Too much crushing, and you'll get bitter flavors from the apple seeds and stems. Too little crushing, and you won't extract enough juice. The machines adjust their crushing power based on the type of apples being processed and their ripeness level. The crushed apple pulp then moves to the pressing stage, which is truly impressive to watch. Modern juice factories use hydraulic presses that can apply thousands of pounds of pressure to extract every drop of juice possible. The pulp gets wrapped in special cloths and pressed between metal plates. As pressure builds up, pure apple juice starts flowing out while the solid parts stay behind. Some factories use a continuous pressing system where the pulp moves through a series of presses, each one squeezing out more juice. This process can extract up to 85% of the juice from the apples, leaving behind relatively dry pulp that gets used for other products like animal feed or compost. The pressing process happens at carefully controlled temperatures. Too much heat can damage the flavor, so everything stays cool throughout the extraction process. The fresh juice that comes out is cloudy and filled with natural apple particles. It looks nothing like the clear juice you see in stores, making it crystal clear. Fresh apple juice straight from the press isn't the clear, golden liquid you see in stores. It's actually cloudy and filled with tiny pieces of apple pulp, which is perfectly natural but not what most people expect from commercial apple juice. That's where filtration comes in. The juice first goes through large filters that remove the bigger pieces of pulp and fiber. These filters work like giant coffee filters, catching the solid particles while letting the liquid through. Then it moves to progressively finer filters that take out smaller and smaller particles. Some factories use special filtration systems with microscopic filters that can remove particles you can't even see with the naked eye. For crystal clear apple juice, some factories use a process called enzyme treatment. Natural enzymes break down the pectin in the juice, which is what makes it cloudy. After enzyme treatment, the juice gets filtered again to remove any remaining particles. The result is that perfectly clear golden apple juice that looks great on store shelves. The filtration process can take several hours, with the juice moving through multiple stages of filtering. Each stage removes different types of particles, from large pieces of apple flesh down to microscopic compounds that affect clarity. It's like having a series of increasingly fine sieves working together to create the perfect texture, keeping it safe and fresh. Raw apple juice can contain harmful bacteria, so pasteurization is essential for safety. The juice gets heated to exactly 185 degrees Fahrenheit for a specific amount of time, usually just 15 to 20 seconds. This process kills any dangerous bacteria while keeping the fresh apple flavor intact. The pasteurization process happens incredibly fast. The juice flows through heated tubes where it reaches the right temperature, stays hot for the required time, then gets cooled down immediately. This rapid heating and cooling preserves the taste and nutritional value while making the juice safe to drink. Modern pasteurization systems are incredibly precise. Temperature sensors monitor the juice constantly, and automatic systems adjust the heating if needed. The whole process is computer-controlled to ensure consistent results every single time. After pasteurization, the juice gets stored in massive refrigerated tanks that can hold hundreds of thousands of gallons. These tanks are made of special materials that don't affect the taste and have sophisticated temperature control systems. Some juice can stay fresh in these tanks for months without losing its quality. The storage tanks are pressurized with nitrogen gas to prevent oxidation, which can cause the juice to develop off flavors. This creates an environment where the juice stays fresh much longer than it would in regular storage. Bottling and final steps. The final stage brings everything together as the juice gets bottled and prepared for shipping. Plastic bottles start as small preforms that get heated and blown into full-sized containers using high-pressure air. Glass bottles go through thorough cleaning and sterilization before getting filled. The filling process happens on high-speed production lines where bottles get filled, capped, and labeled in seconds. Quality control systems check each bottle for proper fill levels, secure caps, and correct labeling. Any bottles that don't meet standards get automatically removed from the line. Modern bottling lines can fill thousands of bottles per hour. Each bottle gets weighed to ensure it contains the right amount of juice, and cameras check that caps are properly sealed. The whole process is automated, but human workers monitor everything to catch any problems that machines might miss. Finally, the bottles get grouped into packages, loaded onto pallets, and shipped to stores in refrigerated trucks. The entire process from apple to bottled juice can happen in just a few hours, but the result is a product that stays fresh for weeks or even months.